When the episode starts, we get to know that when Pomni holds breath, its face color changes, and some different happens with each person, such as Kinger starts glowing, Ragatha's hairs stick up, Gangle's mask starts spinning, and Zubal's turns straight. And I love how this thing ends up becoming such a compelling moment in the episode. Then Kane sends them to the new adventure at Mildenhall Manor, and there a ghost appears that scared Pomni so much that her eyes pop out and won't go back in. However, the ghost is just for the guidance, and he says you have to choose which door you're going to go through. The one is the normal door, and the other is the scary one. And as he's still talking, Jax capture him in the machine and says,
I thought we were supposed to capture all the ghosts.
Then Jax throw the Gangle mask to the scary door, and Kinger says, I will get it for you. And as Kinger holding the eye of Pomni, she also got dragged along with him. At the circus, Kane comes to Zubal and asks him, why don't you goes to the adventure with others? You could end up hurting Bubbles' feeling.
Bubbles' feelings?
Enough about Bubbles' feelings. How about your feelings?
And this could mean anything. Maybe the Bubble is the main villain in this series. Or what if writers just want us to think that Bubble is the main villain, but it is actually someone else? Meanwhile, Pomni and Kinger are now in the scariest room, and they see everyone's scary face hanging on the wall, and there's also the strange face on the wall, and they didn't recognize it. Then a recording plays that says the face belongs to a ghost, and his body will come back to claim it. Then they goes to another room and listen another recording that says,
If anyone is listening to this, all I ask of you is one thing. Do not let the head out of your sight.
And then suddenly the light goes off, and that face comes to hunt them. And if you remember when Kinger sees the eyes in the creature's mouth, he said, you look beautiful, honey. That time he was actually taken back to that moment when his wife abstracted, and that's the reason he said that. Then Pomni quickly opened the lift with the key that she found in the room, and both goes inside the lift, and instead of going up, the lift goes down, and they end up in another room. There they find a shotgun that has 2 bullets, and suddenly the body and head of the ghost enter the room, and Kinger shoot both of them. And the recording again play, which says,
Creature was actually one of God's angels.
What?
And anyone who brings harm to it will be dragged down into the cold, spiraling pits of hell.
And then they just drag down to hell. And at last moment, the recording says, the next breath you take down there will be your last. At the deep down in hell, they try to find the way to escape, and they see the stairs there. Pomni just quickly walk towards it, and the evil souls get into Pomni's body. Kinger gets the soul out of Pomni's body, and then they just sit and have some talk. Kinger reveals that he apparently start to remember things when he is in the dark. He tells Pomni that he once had a wife in the circus, but she abstracted. Kinger says we were together in the dark, and she was calm enough for him to touch one last time before she was taken to the cellar. He reveals that he always taken back to that moment whenever he is in the darkness. And at this point, the bucket thing from episode 2 makes a lot more sense. Because when Kinger has the bucket over his head, he was in the darkness, and he remembered Ragatha's first day at the circus. But as soon as he takes the bucket off, he stops remembering. And Kinger also says, it is the only memory I at least have control over. And maybe that's why he goes to his pillow fortress to get some darkness about her. Then Kinger remember the last tape that say, the next breath you take down there will be your last. So Kinger thinks maybe if we don't breathe, we can get through it. So they stop their breath and get through it, and as we know that when Kinger holds breath, he starts glowing, and it happens. And when they both goes out from there, Kinger again forgot everything, and then they all goes back to the Amazing Digital Circus. So that's the whole episode, and now we have a much better understanding of what's happening in the series. But unfortunately, we have to wait another 4 to 5 months for the next episode. Anyways, if you enjoy the video, don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.